Okay, let's begin our 20-minute Vinyasa sequence. So this is going to be a little bit more of a challenging sequence in contrast to some of the other formats that I teach. This is going to be a flowing sequence, and we're linking that movement with breath, really tapping into the energy from the sun. So let's get started in our mountain pose here. Standing at the top edge of the mat, your feet can either be closer together or you can have them wider apart. Maybe the palms of the hands spin forward, or maybe your arms are loosely hanging by your sides. And we're just starting to embody the qualities of a mountain here. So this rootedness, this sturdiness in the lower body, feeling your power here, noticing the space that you take up, and starting to really ground into the breath. Lengthening out those inhales and exhales for the next 3 to 4 cycles of breath, so that every round of breath is a little bit longer than the last. And if you have your eyes closed, starting to open up the eyes here, wiggling the fingers, just bringing some life back into the physical body. Let's begin with some movement. As you inhale, reach those arms up to the sky. Let the palms touch. Bring the hands down through heart center on the exhale. Another breath like that. Inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands down through heart center. One more breath like this. Inhale as you sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands coming down through heart center. We're going to build on from here. Inhale, sweeping those arms high. As you exhale, forward fold over the legs. Take a bend into the knees if that feels good. Inhale, find a halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, leading with that neutral spine as you lift. Exhale, hands down through heart center. Let's do that again. Inhale, fingertips lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, come all the way up. Exhale, hands down to heart center. Building on from here, we're going to inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. As you exhale, fold over those legs. Inhale for a halfway lift. As you exhale, plant the palms on the earth, step back to your plank. Lower the knees down to the mat. Take a full inhale breath here. On the exhale, release the chest and belly in one line. Inhale for a cobra pose, the head and the shoulders lift. Exhale to release. Another breath like that. Inhale as you lift up the head, open the chest. Exhale to lower. One more breath like this. Inhale as you lift. And exhale as you lower. Your next inhale, push into the palms, come back up to your kneeling plank. Tuck the toes under, send the hips back, downward facing dog. Take a full inhale breath here. And a full exhale breath here. Bending into the knees, walk those feet up to the hands, coming to the top of the mat in your forward fold. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, come all the way up. Exhale, draw the hands down through heart center. Take an inhale breath here. And an exhale breath here. And we'll do that one more time. Inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant the palms, step back to your plank. Lower the knees down to the mat. On your next exhale, release chest and belly in one line. On the inhale, the head and the shoulders lift, Bhujangasana, cobra pose. Exhale to lower. Another inhale as you lift. Exhale to release. One more breath. Inhale to lift. And exhale to lower. Press into the palms. Inhale pushes you back up to your plank. Curl the toes under, send the hips to the sky, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. From here, we're going to take that right leg high to the sky, really stretching out through the back of both legs. On your next exhale, sweeping the leg forward, come into your low lunge. Framing that front foot with your hands, we're going to do a little bit of movement here. As you inhale, we're rocking onto the big toe of that back foot. As you exhale, slide the body back in one plane. Inhale once again as we rock forward. Exhale to come back. And last time, inhale as you come forward, and exhale to come back. Find a neutral place in between those two movements, and we'll move into a twisted lunge. So the left hand stays on the ground, your right fingertips reaching up to the sky here, drawing that belly button toward the inner thigh. Take one more inhale breath here. As you exhale, release the hand down to the mat. Turn all 10 toes to face the long edge of the mat as you transition into your wide-legged forward fold. You can sway here from side to side, or you can stay in one place, finding stillness. Just enjoying this inversion, the sensation that comes with having the head below the heart. From here, we're going to turn now to face the back edge of the mat. So now you're over that left leg in a low lunge. Step this back to your downward facing dog. Option to stay here for a couple cycles of breath, or we can move through a flow, that vinyasa. As you inhale, come on forward to your plank. With your knees up or down, lower the body, chaturanga. Inhale to your cobra, or maybe this time upward facing dog. And on the exhale, slide the hips back, down dog. A full inhale breath here. And exhale breath here. Moving into that same sequence on the other side, left leg high this time, reaching toes up to the sky. On the exhale, draw the leg forward into your low lunge. A little bit of dynamic movement here. As you inhale, we're moving the body forward, pressing into the big toe of the back foot. As you exhale, slide the body back. Another inhale breath here. Exhale to shift back. One more time. Inhale, coming forward, and exhale, coming back. Finding that place between those 2 points, your low lunge. Right hand stays on the earth, left fingertips up to the sky, twisted lunge. Drawing that belly button in toward the inner thigh, being careful not to skew the hips here, so we want to keep that pelvis in its neutral alignment. On your next exhale, we release the left hand down to the ground, turning all 10 toes to face the long edge of the mat for your wide-legged forward fold, maybe choosing a different variation with your arms this time. So maybe reaching for opposite elbows as you sway from side to side, maybe walking those arms out in front of you, reaching the fingertips away from the body in a shape that looks sort of like upward dog for that upper body. We're going to turn now to face over that front leg for your low lunge, coming back to the top edge of your mat. Step this back to your downward facing dog. Once again, choose to stay here, or we can move through vinyasa. As you inhale, come forward to your plank. Exhale, lower the body, chaturanga. Inhale to that cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, slide it back. Down dog. Full inhale breath here. Full exhale breath here. And from here, lifting the right leg back up to the sky, maybe opening up the hip this time, bending that top leg, allowing the hips to rotate open to the side. On your next exhale, drawing that leg forward, we're coming back to that low lunge. So pausing here, our hands on either side of that front foot. Now this time we're going to spin the back foot so that the outside edge of the foot is now parallel with the back edge of the mat. You're setting up for warrior two legs. Starting with side angle, that right arm stays down, but we start to open up the chest now, reaching the left fingertips up to the sky. Keeping the hips low here, feeling this long line of energy all along the left side body. Rooting down into that front foot. Use your core to come up to warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2, keeping the strength in the legs, reaching the fingertips from side to side. And we'll move with breath. As you inhale, extend that front leg, reach the fingertips high. On the exhale, come on back down, warrior two. Another breath like this. Inhale as you lift. Exhale to lower. One more time, inhale to lift, and exhale, come on down, warrior two. Keep the strength in your legs, flip your right palm up to the sky, find your exalted warrior, breathing space into this right side body, expanding the space between each rib. Your next breath brings you back up to that warrior two, and this time we're straightening out that front leg, transitioning into Trikonasana, triangle pose. Your hips start to shift backwards as you reach the right fingertips as far forward as you can, resting that hand down onto the front of the shin, maybe taking the fingertips down to the ground. From here, coming back up, we're moving into that warrior two, so bending into the right leg as you lift the upper body. We're going to keep the right leg bent, but this time turn your toes so they're facing the corners of your mat, moving into surfer's lunge. So the hips start to sink here. You might keep them a little bit higher if you're not feeling like you have the mobility in the hips to comfortably drop down. If you do have this space, we can start to lower the pelvis a little bit more as the left toes turn up to the sky. Moving from side to side, your inhale takes you through center. Exhale, sinking into the left leg. Inhale through center. Exhale over to the right. One more time, inhale through center. Exhale to the left, and this time we're going to frame that left leg, turning to face the back edge of the mat, low lunge. Step it back to downward facing dog and choose to stay here, or we can flow. Inhale brings you forward into your plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale takes you back, down dog. Moving into the other side. Let's lift the left leg high this time, opening up through the pelvis, maybe bending into that top leg if that feels good, stretching out the front of the hip. Your next exhale, bringing that leg forward, setting up for that low lunge, pausing here, framing the front foot, dipping the hips low. Then from here, spin your back foot so that it is now parallel with the back edge of your mat, these warrior two legs. Keep your left hand where it is, but reach your right fingertips up to the sky for this side angle. So the heart is open here. We're keeping the bend in that left leg, opening up the pelvis so the pubic bone is now facing the side. Using the strength of your core, ground into that front leg as you lift the body into warrior two. Pausing here, reaching fingertips away from one another, settle the shoulders down on the ribs. Your next inhale, reach the fingertips up to the sky as you lengthen out that left leg. Exhale takes you back down, warrior two. Another inhale to lift and lengthen. Exhale, coming down to that warrior. One more time, inhale to lift. And exhale to come down. Keeping the shape with the legs, flip the left palm up to the sky, move into Exalted Warrior. Breathing space into the left side body, that place between rib cage and pelvis. Gaze can either be to the side or looking up to the sky if that feels comfortable for your neck. Making your way back up to your Warrior Two. This time we lengthen out that left leg, Trikonasana, triangle pose. Reaching those left fingertips down, resting onto the shin or down onto the ground. Keeping the hips in that open facing position, so we're still maintaining that opening in the lower body. From here, bending into the left leg as you lift the upper body back to your Warrior Two, transitioning into that Surfer's Lunge, starting with the left side. So again, maybe you are taking the option to keep the hips lifted a little bit here. Maybe you're allowing those toes to come out on an angle, right toes up to the sky, sinking down a little bit lower. Moving this from side to side. Our inhale brings us through center. Exhale, come on over to the right. Another inhale through center. Exhale over to the left. And last time, inhale through center. Exhale over to the right. This time turning so that you're in your low lunge position, facing the top edge of your mat. Take the leg back to downward facing dog. And last option here to flow or to stay exactly where you are. If you're taking Vinyasa, we inhale forward to that plank. Exhale, release the body down to the mat. Inhale to that cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, take the body back, down dog. Take a full inhale breath here. A full exhale breath here. Release your knees down to the mat. Find child's pose, Balasana. Your thighs can be either closer together here if that feels better for your body, or we can allow those knees to come quite wide apart. So you're creating this bowl for the torso to rest down into. Finding a place to rest your forehead and really allowing this complete surrender of the body into the earth. Breathing space into the back body, starting to lengthen once again those inhales and exhales as you feel your heart rate start to soften. Take one more inhale breath here. One more exhale breath here. From here, making your way up to a seated position. We're going to close our practice here, so you can choose Shavasana for your final shape, or you can stay in a seated meditation with your legs crossed or sitting up onto the feet with the thighs parallel. Choosing a comfortable place for your body as we seal in the benefits of this physical practice with a few moments of rest and recovery. Allowing the breath to soften, to become a little bit more shallow, more like that natural rhythm. And if you are enjoying your practice outside as I am today, maybe just starting to really tap into the environment around you, noticing the sensations that come from the sun being on the skin, the gentle breeze moving against the hairs on the arms and the legs. Noticing any sounds that are around you coming from birds chirping, children playing, any other sounds in your environment. And sometimes we think that meditation is about tuning out the world around us, but we can actually use our environment as a tool to sharpen our concentration to really direct our focus to something. So become fully immersed in this world around you rather than trying to shut it out. Notice some of the things that you might not normally notice are there. Sealing in your practice today with gratitude for the sun, for the heat, or whatever else it may be that you are happy about and concentrating on in your practice today. And from wherever you are, we'll close this practice. You can take your hands to your heart, reconnecting with yourself. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you next time. Namaste.